Hi, today we're talking about lemons. It is one of my favorite fruits and one of my favorite flavors of just about everything. But did you know that this shouldn't exist in nature? A few thousand years, well, not a few thousand years, so far back in the mists of history that we're not exactly sure when, um, the citron and the bitter orange were hybridized by people in Asia to produce the lemon. That's right. The look on my camera person's face of absolute astonishment means that I did hit a nerve. The lemon does not occur naturally, but it is one of the best things that humanity has ever made. So today, we're going to talk about making lemon cookies. I have a vague memory from when I was a kid of my mom bringing home a certain kind of lemon cookie. I don't know where she got it. I don't even remember what it was called. All I remember was it was a little brown around the edges and chewy in the middle and tasted just like lemon, and I loved it. So I went online and I looked at as many lemon cookie recipes as I could, and I pulled out my cookbooks and I looked and I looked, and they all have a lot of things in common. So I built my own recipe based on what those said, and we're going to give that a shot today. First thing we're going to do is we are going to start our oven at 350 degrees, get that bad boy going. And then we are going to take, where did I put my butter? 2 sticks of butter, because the recipe that I made, I doubled, because I want to make a lot of cookies. I'm going to put 1 stick, which is half a cup of butter, into our mixer. And then we're going to take a second stick of butter. That's another half cup, making a full cup of butter. And we're going to put that in our mixer as well. Then we are going to take 2 cups of white sugar and 2 tablespoons of well-packed brown sugar, and we're going to add that to our mixer. Now, white sugar obviously is for sweetness. The brown sugar, from what I was reading, should add a little bit of chewiness to the finished product and a little extra flavor. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock our mixer and we're going to cream these bad boys until they're nice, light, and fluffy. But while that is happening, I'm going to take our lemon that we have, because we're going to need it. I'm going to add its zest to the pile that I already have from 2 other lemons so that I can be ready when it needs to be used. Now, the recipes that I saw, all of them said 1 large lemon. I don't know what that means. So I got 3 standard size lemons, and I'm using those. Because large really depends on context and what you're thinking about it. If I haven't told all of you before, the microplane zester, this thing, is one of the best tools that you can have for your kitchen. It is wonderful. I think this one's older than at least my youngest child, uh, and it works wonderfully. I love it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bad boy in half, add its juice into here, pump this up a little higher. I'm sorry, Harley, you cannot eat this lemon. I know that disappoints you. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. This is not quite what I was hoping for at this stage. But I want to scrape everything down, not that I need to, because the butter, which was soft, is not as malleable as I would have liked. But I'm going to scrape everybody down. Get in here. Very light in color, but it is not fluffy. So we're going back in to beat it some more. and holding the mixer because, well, it wants to jiggle its way off the counter, and that would be bad. That would be expensive and kind of bad. All right. Not perfect, but better than it was. So, next thing that we need to do is we need to add a pair of eggs that I've already handily cracked so that I don't have to do it on camera and make a mess. We're going to mix these in to the sugar mixture, sugar and butter mixture, because I want to get the eggs incorporated at least a little bit before I add the next ingredient. I'll explain that in just a moment. There we go. That's starting to look better. Now, next up, we are going to be adding our lemon zest and some lemon juice, as well as vanilla, to the mixture we've got going. The reason that I wanted the egg to be incorporated is it's going to be getting hit by acid from the lemon juice. And frankly, I don't want the egg to denature or start to scramble itself chemically before I can get it finished. So it's baking. Now, we're going to take 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1, 2, add to that mix, and a couple of tablespoons of vanilla, which I'm much more willing to look at and eyeball. And Harley, keep your hands away from the lemon juice, please. Some people's kids, I tell you. And then this, with a little bit of lemon extract. And add a little shot of that in there, just to boost the lemon flavor. Then we're going to mix to combine. Oh, that smells good. Hot. Important at this stage to scrape everybody down. Make sure nobody's hanging out on the sides. Now, the final addition. This is 3 cups of flour, along with a tablespoon of baking powder, and half a tablespoon or teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of baking soda, as well as 2 pinches of salt. Why both powder and soda? Acid. Powder for the lift, soda to neutralize some of that acid. Because, as we know, baking soda is base. Or at least any of us that completed high school chemistry know it's a base. Goes in. We're not looking for a huge amount of gluten formation, so slowly. Also, you don't want it to go poof up into the sky. So on low, let it come together. It's going to take a little bit of time. That's okay. See, it's already coming together. Look at that. Nice little cookie dough batter right there. anything down that's been lingering on the sides. And on paddle attachment. We don't need you anymore. You've served your purpose. Thank you for your assistance. Get off. There you go. Why do you spend so much time scraping stuff off of the paddle? Because ingredients cost money, and I'm going to get every little bit that I possibly can. I don't have a giant budget like certain people on actual food cooking shows. I'm working within my means, and that means I gotta figure out how to save as much as I possibly can. Okay.
We don't want to break that.
I know we don't want to break that. I understand. I don't know how I forget, but I often forget how tiny this kitchen is. Okay, everybody looks good to go. So now the baking sheet. And we are going to get some parchment paper. To place on the baking sheet. And that sound that you heard is the dumb dog that lives in this house. Okay. This is my little cookie disher that I thought we got rid of, and I'm ecstatic that we didn't. And look at that timing. The oven just finished preheating. Beautiful. A little bit of no stick spray onto the disher. You may think of it as an ice cream scoop, but in my mind it's a disher because no ice cream should be scooped by something this small. Okay. All I'm doing is scooping them out, flattening them a bit, and putting them on the baking sheet. Because I don't know, since I've never made these before, how they're going to spread, I'm not going crazy with this first batch. Just going to do 6 of them on this sizable baking sheet so that they have room for each other. Once I have a better idea of how these are going to bake, I can change that up, add more, add less. There we go. 6 lemon cookies, which we are going to put into our 350-degree oven. Now again, because this is my first time doing this, I'm going to check these after 5 minutes and rotate them. Then I'm going to give them a few more minutes, maybe 5, maybe less, depending. I'm going to have my nose turned on to smell, because you can smell a cookie when it's done. And when we come back, you'll see the finished product, and we'll talk about exactly how long it took. Okay? All right. So total time for baking on these was actually 16 minutes. And as you can see, they got a little big, which means to me that I have to make smaller cookies. But as we just got these out of the oven a moment ago, it is important to get these guys onto a cooling rack so that they can actually cool. I'm being very careful because they are incredibly thin. I don't want to rip them. That's your wonky one, not behaving, Harley.
Means it's meant to be.
off. Oh, it's a day. Okay. So the next batch that I'm going to make is going to be a great deal smaller, but that is how you make a lemon cookie. A little bit chewy, a little bit crispy, and very, very lemon. If you like this video, please actually like it and subscribe. We do these every week. I have no idea what I'm going to make from week to week. This occurred to me about midweek. So I'll hopefully see you all back here next time.